moves up to spicy marks. They come away from the rest of the field, but Carbonados put its head in front, and Carbonados hands and heels late won it nicely. Carbonados beats Spicy. Here's Ray Magnerio launching its attack, going to Twin Perfection. It's Ray Magnerio, knows how to win, gets another. Ray Magnerio won by... and Barvea goes to them. Barvea kicked in, lane centred clear. Many links clear in the run to the post from Danny St. Darcy, and Barvea did it easily. Yellow Sam slowly making ground. Here's Yellow Sam going to Frenchman's Bay. Yellow Sam took the lead in the shadows and came away for a soft win.
Welcome back to the channel for Flemington's Group 3 Standish Handicap Day. I think it's going to be an absolute cracker. Lots of winners to be found. I'm in form. Rails out 4 metres. So it should traditionally play how Flemington does as the fairest racetrack in Melbourne. So hopefully a couple of winners on the card. I've had 4 winners of the past 2 weeks, and I'm in flying form. So I'm hoping to continue that on this card that does look looks a very good card, and even has a stakes race combined into it as well, being the standard. So hopefully some winners, and let's get into the preview.
Race number 1 at Flemington is an open 2-year-old handicap over the 1,000 metres, and I've got Zesty Man on top, and I'm very confident on this one, actually. He's trialled well, or jumped out and trialled well, once at Werribee, once over the 800 metres at Flemington, so he's had exposure to the course proper before. I think he should handle the straight. He's drawn a beautiful barrier to be somewhere up near the speed. Or possibly midfield, coming to the outside and come charging home. He's well bred, being out of Zoostar, and I'm not even going to have a go at the dam. But I think he's got the right breeding to prove hard to beat. Ravenite has tried like an absolute bomb, and I think should prove hard to beat. Influencer and Twin Engine also accepted to run here, and also accepted to run at Pakenham tonight, so it's interesting to see where they go. But Zesty Man for mine. Race 1 at Flemington, 25 to win. Race number 2 at Flemington is a benchmark 100 over the 2,000 metres, and I'll be very surprised if they beat Aruga Mama here. I think it's clearly the one to beat. Looking for 4 on the trot. Andrew Lewis, John McNeil in the saddle with the lightweight. Coming up in grade, but is in form. Had shown potential in the past over running well in a couple of stakes races and placing in a couple of stakes races. Looking for 4 on the trot, as I said, I think it'll get it here. I think it's clearly the one to beat. Progressive, in form, strikes a weak race, and they wouldn't be bringing it over for nothing. Maserati Bain for second. If it gets complete control in front, can give a kick and give a sight. Tio's ridden it before to win in the Yarra Valley Cup. Barrier number 1 should be going to the lead and has a lightweight of 53 k's, dropping significantly in weight from its last couple of starts. Herman Hess was scratched at the barriers for the Bagot, so interested to see how it goes here. And Golden Crusader for 4th. But Aruga Mama for mine. Race 2, Flemington, 45 to win. Race number 3 at Flemington is the benchmark 70 over the 1,400 metres, and Otago on top, and I'm very confident on this one. Bo Mertens for Michael Kent and Mick Kent Jr. I think it's clearly the one to beat. Has had the debut win. The horses that ran behind it in the trifecta have won, being Sparkling and the Autumn Belle, who are actually half sisters. And I think Otago was very impressive that day. He was a big baby, he didn't know what he was doing, but he still won impressively and put them away. I think he'll do the same here. He won in a dominant fashion last start over the 1350 up to the 1,400 metres, and then he goes up half a kilo from that win. I think it's clearly the one. Very surreal for second. I thought it was the only danger to the favourite. Gay Waterhouse, John McNeil, front runner, Tess, been racing well in Sydney. Vlaus and High Security for 3rd and 4th. But Otago, it's all about him here. 50 to win. Race number 4 at Flemington is a 0 Met wins handicap over the 1,000 metres for the 3-year-olds and up. And I'm with Chester Warrior here. He's a very good horse on his day. He was very good during rapid racing. He won dominantly first up. Didn't handle the track second up. Bounced back when it was on top of the ground last. That ran really well. And around $8 or $8.50. I think it's a really, really good bet here. I think he's clearly the one to beat. And to be quite honest with you, he's way over the odds. If it were, he deserves to be an each way price. I wouldn't be taking anything under about $3, but I think he's a genuine $5.50 chance, and the fact you're getting $8 is ridiculous. Who Shot Susie in for second should be up on speed for a long way. Fourth up, Hard Fit. Celine Gaudry takes a kilo 1.5 off, taking away down to 54 kilos. Princess Annalise, I think, is the best horse in the race, but just agree the time between runs, but though I think can prove competitive here and ascending for fourth. But Chester Warrior for mine, 15 each way, race 4. He's over the odds. Race number 5 at Flemington is a benchmark 70 over the 2,000 metres, and I've got girls on top. Now, this race is absolutely devoid of speed. I don't know who's going to lead or where the speed's going to come from, but in my mind, it's going to be a slowly run race, and I want to be on the best horse. I want to be on the horse with the best turn of foot, and that's clearly girls. 2 starts for 2 seconds, both obviously in maidens, but there's been very good. There's been very good in running in those seconds, because it was a maiden on debut at Bendigo and was a mile off them and did a good job to run second. Then was in a benchmark 70 last up behind Angel Dan and beat Bold Soul that day over the 1,800 metres. So I think 2,000 will be no issue. Turner Foot gets it out of trouble and comes charging over the top of them with a lightweight 55.5 for Jai McNeil, and does drop a couple of kilos from last up. I think it's the one to beat. Interlinked, Undefeated, and I think can run well. Will be charging home. Bold Soul probably gets a bit too far back, and Ringbearer, if he goes how it did on debut, it can be right up on speed. But girls for mine has the best turn of foot, and I think that'll be winning this race late for her. 30 the win. Race number 6 in Flemington is a benchmark 78 over the mile, and I'm with Kind Gesture here for Damien Lane and Michael Mick Kent. Damien Lane hasn't ridden this horse and doesn't often ride for Mick Kent, but I think that this horse is clearly the one to beat. Third up, Hard Fit, very good its last couple of starts, and ever since coming to Australia, it's been very good, and I think can score a win here. I think $6 is a great price. $9 barrier 9, or to settle towards midfield. If he can get some cover, Damien Lane will pull it out when he wants to go, and I think at $6, it's worth an each way ticket. Dane on tour for second was very good, winning last start, leading most of the way, and has only had the 15 starts, and has been very competitive. More Keb for third, and Regal Vow I thought could run well in for fourth, and is in form. But Kind Gesture for mine, I think it's clear the one to beat. Just has the class on these. 25 the win. Race number 7 at Flemington is a benchmark 70 over the 1,400 metres, and like every punter in Australia on Saturday, I'm going to be on green belt. It's clearly its race to lose. 2 from 2, and then it went to the Daybreak Lover in Queensland, running second. It was a very dominant win that day. 2 jump outs leading in, both up on speed, look very professional. Celine Gaudry takes the weight off of the 1.5 kilos to bring the weight down to the 58.5 kilos, and I think this horse should prove very hard to beat. Explosive Thinker for second, I thought was over the odds, was a very good, was disappointing last start at Moonee Valley, but was impressive first up. Intrepid Eagle ran well last start at Moonee Valley in a very good race, beating Moto Man, who I've got an opinion of, and El Rocco. With his best form, could prove hard to beat here and competitive, but Green Belt, if she's fit enough, if she's ready to go, she'll blitz these. 60 to the win. Race number 8 at Flemington is the Group 3 Standish Handicap. Clearly on top of the Astrologist. I think he's the class horse in the race, and I think that gets him home here. It's a 2-horse race between the Astrologist and Sharippa, but the Astrologist on top. He was good enough to run second at Ascot over in the UK. He was good enough to run really well in a Newmarket. He was good enough to run well in a couple of Group 1s down the straight, and he returns to his favourite course and distance over the Flemington 1,200 metres, and that should go good in his stead of winning the Standish Handicap. Sharippa clearly for second, but I think the price is a bit too short, but is in form and does have the lightweight and does have a significant weight pull on the Astrologist again. Treasured Star is a very good horse, but is only first up, and interested to see how it goes here. Curran will be charging home, but probably isn't good enough to win a Standish. The Astrologist for mine, clearly 25 the win. Race number 9 at Flemington is a benchmark 84 over the mile, and Miracle Spin is clearly the one to beat here for Damien Lane and Matt Smith bringing it south. I think it's the one. Last start winner in Sydney, third up, Hard Fit, 210. Take it while you can, because it won't start that race day. It is an absolute, I'm going to use the word here, moral. I can't believe you're still getting above even money. I think it's clearly the one to beat. Ton of Grit for second, ought to be running well. is usually consistent and should be charging home at the end. Real Sensation, the same, was a good winner last start at Moonee Valley. And Piaggio, if it learns to calm down and race, it could prove competitive. But Miracle Spin, it's all about the one. It's all about him here. And I think it'll be proving hard to beat and will win. 35 the win. Race number 10 at Flemington is a benchmark 78 over the 1200 metres, and I've got Mastermind Taro on top, and I think with his best form, his form before I went to Hong Kong proves very hard to beat. He needed the blowout, the Cobwebs first up in running fourth. It was a very credible run that day, drawn the right part of the straight, drawing out Dan Stackhouse in the saddle with the 56 kilos. I think he'll be charging up, and I think he'll be storming over the top of them. $10 is a great price in the last. He's clearly the one to beat for mine. Jungle Jim for second will be up on speed for a long way. Jetting Jerome will be charging home. Does have a little bit of class. John McNeil for Paddy Payne in those famous colours. And Is It Me for fourth. But Mastermind Taro for mine. The Hayes boys have a smart horse. He'll prove that here. 15 each way in the last. Thank you everyone for watching my preview for Group 3 Standish Handicap Day. I've really enjoyed this one. And I think there's a lot of winners to be found on this card. Pretty confident in a couple of them being Otago and Miracle Spin. I think those two horses should both win. And of course, Mastermind Taro being at $10 in the last ought to provide us with a nice way to get out in the last. So hopefully, hoping for a couple of winners and to keep this amazing roll of form I'm in, having 4 winners 2 weeks in a row, being at the Valley in Geelong last Saturday. So hopefully we can keep the form ball rolling and a couple more winners. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.